Well, here we are then, the final day of pre-season testing here in Bahrain.
It's been good, hasn't it, so far, Crofty? We've seen all the teams out there, putting in the miles, putting in the laps, and we come away from it still not knowing who's going to be the team to beat. It looks super competitive as always.
Now, you're not wrong, Ant. Red Bull and Ferrari have looked impressive, as expected, but it's Connor Sport that have really been the talk of the paddock so far this week.
Okay, Aidan, we've got some great data over the past couple of days. We're all really happy, but let's make this a big, strong finish, yeah?
Yeah, copy.
Right, we've gone with a brand new setup on the car here, so just use this lap to get accustomed to the changes, and once you feel like you're happy enough with everything, you can come back to the pits at any time to end the session.
Okay, sounds good.
Great, I'll leave it up to you. Oh, isn't it good to be back, Aidan? I've missed this.
Yeah, you know me. Just getting back into the swing of things.
Right, we'd like you to push it on this next lap, please, mate.
Can do.
Okay, mate, let's have some feedback on the car, please. How's it feel?
Yep, sure thing. Car's feeling great.
Right, that's excellent stuff, mate. We're seeing really positive data from that run, so just when you're done, bring it back into the pits.
Copy.
Understood. Stopping this lap. Okay, Aidan, everything's looking good so far. Car's looking great, and so do you.
Yeah, this car is a rocket ship. You guys have made a beast right here.
confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
I've already told Casper, let the car run a little wider out of turn 4. You can really extend the track there.
I don't know. We're already pretty close to track limits at that point.
Well, you're leaving time on the tables. Let's just let it run a little wider. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but you're not the one behind the wheel, Dev.
We might be pushing our luck with this steward, so we'll have to side with Callie on this one.
Ask Casper, he'll agree with me.
Yeah, they're here now. Just give me a second. Devon, just a man. So we look through the data, and if we adjust the ERS harvesting rate, we should see some improvement on those turns.
Told you.
Right, okay, settle down. Got someone who wants to speak to you all. Right, they're listening now. Davidoff.
Good. So, as your new team owner, I thought it only right that I check up on my investments. And I'm glad I did. Casper's just filled me in on the lap times. I just wanted to say, well done. I'm impressed. But Red Bull's numbers are better, so there's still room for improvement.
Well, now we know what we're up against. I'm sure me and
Callie,
Aidan could...
don't have time to chat. All I wanted to say is that I'm expecting great things from our drivers this season. We all are. Just don't let yourselves down.
And no worries, Dad. We're all over it.
Good man. I'll fly out to Bahrain as soon as I can. Ciao.
Well, he's right, you know. With times like these, we could be real contenders this season. We had an incredible start to the 24 season. Better than any of us could have imagined.
And do you think any of that was down to Davidoff Butler buying the team?
Undoubtedly. I mean, Davidoff had a way of pushing people's buttons to motivate them, as he would call it. Besides, both his kids were a Connor Sport, so if there were any disagreements, which there were, he could be very...
persuasive. He would always get what he wanted. Why do you think I sold the team to him at the end of 2023?
Hey, boss, got a couple of minutes?
What a great battle down the straight here at Imola. There's not much space between Red Bull and Connor Sports, and there's contact and into the gravel. Jackson's off, Verstappen's unaffected, and he races on ahead.
Verstappen definitely benefits from that one. Was there room for it though? I'm not too sure.
Everything okay, Aidan?
Not happy.
Yeah, well, it looks like you've escaped unscathed. Now head down and let's go, yeah?
already on it.
Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate.
Accidents are sometimes hard to avoid on track, we know that, but you can use Rewind to fix any mistakes. If only you could do that in life, eh? Let's rewind a few seconds now by pressing the button prompt on your screen. Okay, so you can use the controls to either pause, fast forward or rewind, and once you've found exactly where you want Okay, good work. Great pass. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.4 seconds. Final lap, push, push. Okay mate, final lap, keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes!
Unlucky. Good effort. Let's keep pushing.
Gotta say, it's been another good day for Connor Sport today. A string of positive performances recently has seen them establish themselves well and truly ahead of the midfield.
Yeah, they're in the top three now, Crofty. A great season so far, and I've been really impressed with both Mayer and Jackson.
I don't think you're the only one there, Ants. We'll be watching their season with interest. Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance in today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Aiden, what a battle with Max out there today. How did you find it?
People talk about Max for a reason, but look, I don't like how dominant he's been in recent years. You know, none of the drivers should. We know he's a champion, but we can all compete with him. And if we can't challenge him more, then, you know, what are we even doing out here today? I think it's time that the rest of us start to change the conversation. So, yeah, I'm pleased to have taken the fight to him a little bit today.
You're now third in the Constructors. That's the best start to a season the team has ever had. So, what do you put it down to?
Yeah, I think it highlights the ambition at Connosport in general. You know, a lot of that starts with the new owners, and they've been really involved, keeping everyone focused, and we're all pushing harder. Casper's obviously been guiding us through the challenges of every race and, you know, making those calls when it matters. But there's a lot that goes into competing at this level. But, you know, you don't have that much hope without the right people in charge, and thankfully we do.
Do you feel like you're sending a message to the rest of the grid with these kinds of results?
Absolutely. Well, that's why we're here, to take the fight to the big teams. We're more than just a new team. We're not just here to make up the numbers. We're here to compete with the best. And that's always been the case. And it's really great that the results are finally beginning to reflect that.
That's great, thank you.
Beautiful. Yes.
Evan.
Hey, Dad. Just congratulating the guys on a job well done.
There was no time for that. We all did well. How are preparations coming on for Monaco?
I'm sure everything's in hand.
Excellent start, Aiden. Now's our time to push. Come on.
Copy that.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
out there at the Red Bull Ring today, especially from our race leader, Aiden Jackson.
And his teammate, Mayo, is making up ground out there as we speak.
An impressive overtake on the cards. Is it? Is it? Yes, it is! Mayo moves another place closer to her teammate in first.
Aiden's in first.
Copy that. Aiden is in first.
Can I catch him?
Let's go and find out, mate. Come on.
I can catch him.
You're 5 places behind Aiden. 5 places behind. The gap is 8 seconds. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. There's a gap of 7 seconds now. And that's a 6-second gap. Aiden is 3 places ahead of you right now. The gap is 4 seconds. And 3 seconds separate you. Aiden is directly ahead of you now, and that's a 2-second gap now. And the gap is 2 seconds. Just 1 second separates you. Aiden is directly ahead of you now, and the gap is just 1 second now. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Woo! Yes!
In a league of their own today, and what a day for Connor Sport.
It really is, Crofty. There'll be people out there wondering when was this team going to slip up, but so far they haven't. It's been a great performance from both of their drivers.
And that performance puts them in second place in the Constructors' Championship within striking distance of Red Bull. Can they top the table? Well, with performances like that, I'd say they could. After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure they'll be...
Callie, congratulations on first place today. How do you feel?
Thanks, I feel good. I'm feeling more and more confident with each race, and I felt in control from start to finish out there today. And this is exactly where we want to be, not just fighting for the podium, but fighting for the outright win. It just proves to me that I can be out there beating the best, and it proves to the team we've got what it takes to compete at the highest levels of the sport.
You had to go through your teammate to secure victory today. So, come on, what was it like taking on Aiden out there?
Well, Aiden and I are good friends off the track these days, and I'm always aware when it's him out there. I'm never going to be too aggressive with Aiden in a situation like that, just in case I hurt the team's chances. So I'd honestly rather it was Max or Sergio, but, you know, you've got to push regardless of who's in front of you.
Well, today has moved Connor Sport up to second in the...
I hope so. It's not easy out there. Red Bull are so strong, and we've yet to put any meaningful distance between us and Ferrari, but we'll keep working hard, keep giving it our all, and then who knows? There's a long way to go, and we all know how unpredictable this sport can be, so I guess we'll see.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Could you take a look at this, please? Hey, we need your input on this one.
There's an issue with the gearbox.
Okay, stand by. I'm assessing it now. Okay, Callie, you are going to have to manage that problem for now, please. Copy?
Okay.
We're looking into it.